The battery charging speeds on this phone are insane. It actually has 120 watt hyper fast charging that charges this phone from 0 to 100, from a dead battery to a full charge in 15 minutes. Or if you want a quick top up, you can go from 0 to 50% battery life in 5 minutes. The phone even comes with a case that makes the phone look even more fancier than it already is. And it has some hidden buttons. Hey guys, Sak here from SAKITECH, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about this incredible smartphone that you're looking at. This is the Black Shark 4 Pro. It is an absolute beast of a smartphone, less than half the price of a Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. It is only $579. It is loaded with power and tech. You can even see on the back there's an RGB lighting that itself is customizable. So we're going to be talking about all that stuff. Now this thing here is a gaming focused smartphone. You can see here we even have a dedicated gaming mode, all right? And on top of that, the crazy part is it also has built-in triggers that pop up. So if I were to pull this button to the side, you have this thing that just pops up, and that's a trigger you can use for gaming, okay? Which you can customize. It could be trigger, could be shield, whatever you want it to be. It just pops in and out with this button right here, as you can see. That is crazy. And of course we have two of those, so you can see we have it on both sides, left and the right, so you get two pop-up triggers that are magnetically controlled. So like we said, this phone is only $579 and it's got some incredible features. So for example, if you go to display and if you go to the refresh rate, you have up to 144 Hertz of refresh rate, as you can see. That's the ultimate refresh rate. You can have it at 90 Hertz or you can have it at 60 Hertz. It's all going to be up to you. The screen is 6.67 inches large. You have a Snapdragon 888 processor, 12 gigabytes of RAM. The display is an AMOLED display, and it actually has extremely high brightness, 1300 nits of potential brightness. So look at that, you can barely see the screen once I adjust the brightness to maximum. So that is in Samsung territory as far as the display brightness is concerned. Let's quickly see what actually comes in the box, because even that is packed with value. Alright, so we actually get a case in the box, and this is a nice looking case, okay? It goes perfectly with the actual phone. So put that aside. We got a USB Type-C to C cable. This is a 6 amp cable, so it's powerful. And the craziest part is you actually get a charging brick in the box that is not just any generic charging brick. It is a 120 watt charging brick. Now this here is the European version, but you can get a US version with the proper US adapter, but also that's going to be 120 watts. So unlike the latest flagship phones, you get all this stuff in the box for the low price, and you also have a pre-installed screen protector on top of the phone's screen. So talk about value for the money. Anyway, let's put these aside and look at some of the crazy features of this smartphone. Now I do want to let you know the phone that I have is the ceramic black color that you see in the middle, but you also have non-shiny matte finishes. You can either get the shadow black on the left or the misty gray on the right that are not going to have a shiny back. That's the one I have in the middle, the ceramic black. Alright, so let's talk about that light in the background. We'll also talk about the triple camera system in a little bit. But first the light, I do want to mention that the fingerprint sensor for this phone is built into the power button on the side. So if I turn off the screen, I just have to press it and it's going to log right in, as you can see. So that is also a fingerprint sensor on the side. But going back to the light, what's happening is we have a built-in application, this one right here, the light effect application, that allows you to customize that light in the rear based on what's happening with your phone. So for example, if the screen is on, what you can have is you can have a shiny light just like that. You can look at that. It shines You can have quite breathing effect. So now it's breathing. You can see in the back. Take a look at that. That's the breathing effect. Okay. If I go back here, what if I want to have it on even when the screen is off, which I wouldn't recommend because it probably eat battery, but I can have it on default setting if the screen is off. So when I turn off the phone and flip this over, it's just going to stay like this the whole time, as you can see. So it is definitely a nice effect, but it is going to take down that battery sooner than later. But it's still cool nonetheless. Now going back in there, let's go back in here. We also have things like what happens when you get an incoming call. You can customize it for that. What happens when you're charging the phone. You can also have the light effect for power connection, light effect for power on mode, light effect for battery low reminder. All these can be enabled and disabled. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about. I think it's really cool and unique. I do wish the flagship phones today had features like this. Now this one is not a feature, but it also has some incredible wallpapers. So if I pinch the screen, go to wallpapers, under my profile here, tap on wallpapers, and we do have some really cool looking wallpapers here that you can set. They just come with the phone. Again, I do wish the flagship phones of today don't come with boring wallpapers, but they come with nice wallpapers just like these guys. Look at these things. I think they're incredible. Okay? There we go. Now, one more thing I want to let you guys know is this is actually known as the Joy UI software. So it is based on Android, but if I tap on settings and if I tap on about phone, you are going to see this is Joy UI 12. It's based on MIUI 12.5, which is based on Android. So it is a completely different skin than what you're used to. It is a gaming based skin. It is designed for gaming mostly. So you have all these crazy features in here. For example, if I scroll down just a little bit and if I go into my performance manager, you can see things like the CPU load. So it shows me the current load of the CPU, shows me what the big core is running at, what the little core is running at. You can see the memory size and the stress levels on the memory is 2% right now. Even see the Wi-Fi signal intensity and the network latency, and you have things like the process manager and whatnot. So look, system process is taking 4.1 gigabytes. It does have 12 gigabytes of RAM, so that's fantastic. Look at this, battery and performance. Now quickly I want to mention something. The battery charging speed with the brick that you get in the box is totally insane. You can charge from 0 to 100 in 15 minutes, or in 5 minutes you can charge from 0 to 50. It's known as hypercharge, that is exclusive to the Black Shark 4 Pro devices. Now one thing I want to mention in regards to battery life is the battery life is not that great. The 4500 milliamp hour battery is going to last you a day, but it's only going to be for low to medium use. So if you have medium to heavy use, it might actually die before the day is over. So just be aware of that. But then again, you have that crazy fast charging to make up for it. Remember, 5 minutes, you get 50% of battery life. Now, one thing I found quite interesting was when you pull down the notifications panel, you first see your quick toggles, as you can see. And if you want to see your actual notifications, what you do is you swipe over, and that's going to give you your notifications. So that's a little bit different than what we're used to. And if you want, you can switch it back to the regular. Under notifications and control center, you can go to control center style, and you can have it the old way, or you can have it the new way, the one I showed you guys. So the old way, let's just tap it. It's going to be the regular. Lots of customization here. Nice, clean, bouncy interface. Look at that. Battery usage, you get nice graphics all over the place. All right. So that's cool. So I mentioned that this is primarily a gaming phone. So let's look at the Shark Space. So Shark Space is the interface where you get to interact with all your games. So it's like a little drawer here. You can access all your installed games. And I told you guys you have the triggers that you can pull up. So again, if I pull this thing this way and pull this way, these two triggers come up. And I can press these triggers, okay, in the game to do things like shoot or bring up my shield. It's all customizable. Then I have the option to tap on settings here, and a whole lot of different things just pop up for you to customize your gamer experience. So look at that. We got the gamer studio. We got the basic settings right here. Even wallpapers I can add to this screen to customize it. I can go to shortcut settings. And then if I swipe over, just launch a game, it looks amazing. Let me just lower the volume here. So launch this game right here. Tap on resume. Look at that. The graphics look incredible. Of course, all phones with the latest processor can do this. But this is absolutely crazy. Now, as I'm playing the game, I can swipe from the top corner and that's going to bring up my menu settings. From there, I can do basically anything that I want. Clear the RAM, check the performance of my CPU, the connection of my internet, and all that good stuff. So you do have access to this screen just by doing a swipe from the top. And you can do it from either corner that you desire. All right, let's go back out here. When you just go back out, it brings you back here. So that's the gaming space. I mean, the phone has a powerful Snapdragon processor that is going to be able to handle any game, no problem. So this is certainly a phone ideal for gamers, especially because you have these buttons also that you can program. It also has liquid cooling, so the phone doesn't really get hot under sustained performance of gaming. Now the phone just happens to have some incredible dual speakers. I'm going to have you guys listen to a audio sample, but when I say incredible, they're truly incredible. And then we have the triple rear cameras. We do have a 64 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, and a 5 megapixel macro camera. Let's look at some samples and see how these cameras behave. Here's one photo with the main camera. This is a perfectly usable shot, not on the level of a flagship, but still beautiful. Here's just another example, another gorgeous photo in standard daytime on a cloudy day. And then we have a few ultra-wide shots, as you can see, so they don't look half bad. I do want to emphasize, none of this is going to be on the level of a flagship, especially at nighttime. But there's no question that these photos are highly usable. Here's a selfie photo of myself, and also a selfie portrait mode with the background blur as well. So a perfectly usable camera. There's no question about that. Now, one question you may wonder is, how come this phone is so expensive, but it is loaded with features? So they do have to take away some of the features to make up for that low price. For example, with the fingerprint sensor, you have it on the side in the power key, which is much cheaper than putting it under the display. It doesn't have a fancy camera system like the iPhone 13 or the Samsung Galaxy S20, S21. Doesn't have things like wireless charging. Doesn't have things like reverse wireless charging or water resistance. So when you start to take all those little things away one by one, you can slash the price down as much as possible. What you get is a powerful gaming phone that has all the right specs to maximize your gaming experience. But then of course it's going to take away a bunch of features you would expect to have on a flagship smartphone, so they can get you that low price but specialized use. So highly recommended for somebody that wants to spend around $500, $600 for a phone that performs like a flagship but doesn't have the extra premium features you would expect a flagship to have. The links to buy this phone are going to be down below, and also a more complete list of specs are also going to be down below. Any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them down below as well. For now, guys, have a fantastic day.